Okay, I think it's time to start. Where are we? Here. So today the idea is to do some work on this project, which is an open source thing we're building with a few friends. And to whoever joins, say hi in the chat. Yeah, so the idea of this tool is that you run it on your VPS, like DigitalOcean or whatever, and I have a graph that explains it better. 1 second. So the idea is that from your CI you send a webhook to the Subilo tool that is running on your VPS, and there it runs whatever commands you configure to for your application that is also running on the same VPS, and those commands can like pull a Docker image or pull something from GitHub and restart it, and then you can see in the dashboard here the logs. So for example, I have a demo agent that is running some examples, and this, we see that this deployment failed, and then this one succeeded, and then I have also this one which is running the deployments of the backend for this application. So it basically pulls the latest version then of the repository, which have some potential migrations to run. Hey Feche, how you doing, man? Feche el grande. So it then pulls the Docker image and then restarts it. So that's all it does. And this is configure. 1 second. Let me log in to the machine. Yes. So Subilo. Yeah, so this is configured here. These are the commands. The path is the path in the machine where the directory where to run the commands, and this is the name of the project that you send in the webhook. This we are not using for now, but it could be used to show some information here, and how this is all connected, because basically the application is running on your VPS, not in someone else's. So this is connected here. So for example, demo agent, this is the URL that it's exposed on, and this is the token for the authentication. And yeah, that's how you add the new agent. So I could, for example, copy this, another agent, and copy the token, and now in the jobs tab, there is another one. And let me remove that one. Yeah, so the server tool, we are building it with Rust for basically learning purposes. And today I want to go through some of the to-do items and there are quite some, well, not many, but we'll see if we can make some improvements. The other thing is to review maybe these pull requests. So but now we are basically output all the logs to files, and then the API for these jobs is based on those files, but we want to use SQLite instead. So yeah, it will be all centralized into one SQLite, and of course the logs themselves will be in files, but the metadata for each deployment will be in SQL. So I might also review these. What issues did we have? Environment variables, secrets. I think these are more like like new features that we'll add. This is the one that I could improve on. Yeah, this has been worked by Nico. Okay, this could be done. And Husky, what does Husky do? Cargo Husky. Okay. I'll look later. Well, some more people join, so thanks for joining. I guess I'll do a quick explanation again for those that didn't hear it fully. We are developing this tool with some friends that lets you automate deployments for virtual machines that don't have any like deployment automation. Like if you're using a PaaS like Heroku, you have it all handled, or if you use some advanced thing like GitOps with Kubernetes, that's what we use at work. We have our own deployment system, so it's all taken care of. But if you have like some VPS like in DigitalOcean or Linode and you're running applications there, so how I used to deploy, basically I SSH there and I pull the new code and restart the application. So the idea of Subilo is that you run it on your VPS or in an IoT device as an agent there, as an daemon, and from the CI, when CI is green on master, one second. Yeah, so you send a webhook event to the Subilo URL where it's running, and it will run some commands that you configure, which will restart your project or whatever you want to do, and then you can see the statuses here in the dashboard. So these are the logs. This is, for example, the deployment for TSPlay, the backend of this link shortener. So what it does is it pulls the latest version, which there might be some migrations to run. Then it pulls the Docker image that was built from the GitHub action, and then Docker Compose down, Docker Compose up, and that's it. And how it looks from the CI perspective, which I didn't explain before, the server build. So in the case that we are in a tag, so in a release tag, it will send the curl request to the endpoint. and that's it. For now, it's very simple. Eventually, we could create a GitHub action for this that you can basically run it without having to write the code yourself. But though these are a few lines only. But these can be triggered from Circle CI or from any other CI, or manually as well. You need a web token, of course, that you can generate with the tool. And that's basically what Subilo does. So we wrote the thing in Rust. One last piece is that basically you had your agent running on your VPS, right? So you need to wait for it to communicate with for the dashboard to communicate with it. So here in the agent section, you can add new actions. So for example, I have this one that is the demo one. It's the URL, the read-only token for getting information of the projects and jobs of those projects, and then you see them here. So demo has like 2 projects, this one that failed and this one that succeeded. Yeah. So what I will do today is fix some. We don't have many to do, but fix these 2. So probably let's do a 2 text file and actually to do. So migrate the JSON response. Where was that? Okay, so in the endpoint, I guess I could do a small also walkthrough of the code itself. So in the main, so in the main file, we do a bunch of things in the main function. So this is written in Rust, and basically that was for learning purposes, but also because you need to build a binary, so we couldn't use, for example, Node.js and then ask you to have Node.js running on your VPS, right? So well, we parse with this library. Where is this is a module CLI. So with this clap crate, we parse all the arguments. Maybe we can run it. Cargo run go. It's building. And for those in chat, maybe you can ask any questions if you like have some, or just at least say hi. Okay, it's taking quite some time. What does Subilo stand for? That's a good question. So in Spanish, it's a Spanish word, and it means basically to upload it, like upload it or something like that. And that's how, like, subir, we use this to upload, or to, yeah, the verb for deployments. So it's kind of a way to say deploy it in Argentinian Spanish. Yeah, I guess we could add that to the README. So yeah, if it was translated, it would mean deploy it. We don't really have a word, like, I don't know, a word for deployment. I always use the English one, but we do say subilo, like uploaded, so yeah, that's what it means. Okay, so this is the help here. There are two commands: serve, which runs the server, and token to create the token. And this is what we are parsing or defining here in the CLI file with the defaults and everything. And then the library that for us generates this nice documentation. So for example, if I want to run the token, I will tell it to use only shop write permission. Secret is required, so I need to provide a secret as well. No problem. And secret, yes, so it gives us the token, and this token you can use it for deployments with the job write permission, and without job write it will only do a basically read-only token. So we could parse this with ShadWT. Yeah, so no permissions, and if we run it with job write, you'll see that permission. But the parsing of the permission is another thing I want to fix today. So that's the permission here. Yeah. Okay. So we were at the main. So in the when you build the binary application, you have this main function that is what your application will run. We do the parsing there. We set the log level as well. Secret is required both for the server but also for the token generation, so it's like a global option. If the argument is token, then we generate the token, and if the argument is serve, we parse some more arguments, and then we run the application. This is the application with all the middlewares and the handlers for the different endpoints. That's quite a quick, like a very fast walk through it. And one of the handlers is this one, and we have one to do here. So this is when you post for a webhook. This is from another crate, which is called Actix Web. And this is really cool. So it has these macros that you can use here to say that this function is post, and this is the path. So here then we have the body, and we tell what's the type of the body, and so it's JSON with webhook payload. So this is the payload only string name for now, but we could extend it. There is some context as well for every endpoint. I don't know if we are using, so in the context we have the configuration file, the path of the configuration file. So we read the configuration file again on each request, so basically if you change it you don't need to restart the and this is the user as well, user. and the user, we can check the permissions, and if it doesn't have the job right permissions, we return early. But basically all of this is checked at compile time. So this handler, and this is one big difference that I like from type languages, it won't be called if the body of the JSON is different, for example. So I don't need to do any validation. It's all done by the framework and it's all checked at compile time. Yeah, so what we need to change is simple. We need to change it to JSON format instead. So now let's see, what do I have? Yeah, so this is the example configuration file. Let's say that I want to run this on dev and test what, and I will run only these two commands, and the name of the project is success. So I could run, I will generate the token, yeah, and then I could run the serve, and now could do curl localhost 8787 there. Oh, sorry, content type and so this is the webhook, and it was success, the name I think of the project. Yeah, so oh no, poll number ended with what? What is wrong? Poll port number ended with like I mixed single and double quotes somewhere. Does someone see it? What I'm missing? What am I missing? HTTP. exposed. I don't know. Okay, and there, yeah, there was an error, so it wasn't found. And what wasn't found? Success. Test. Okay. So we return a 404 if we don't find the brush. Cool. Maybe it's using another file or something. Success. Okay, so I could run these on verbose mode. I think extra has been logged. So let's log the body. Okay. I think I need to log the body. Oh my god, this is so stupid. The endpoint is webhook. Oh. Okay, so here we go. This is what we return if no verbose mode. But we should return something like job with the job. So let's see. Logs respective string. So yeah, I can do something like this. Okay. And if I do it verbose mode, do I get content type? Content length? Yes, content type JSON. Perfect. And I guess I could do this as JSON. Rust. What error do I get? Not the type, expecting a type here. Type description. I could define a struct that is the drop response webhook response is realize this. I think I should be able to define it in line, and this has a name which is a string. So name, this is how did we define struct literals? Yeah, that's how. This is fine. So that succeeded. Now we can do the curl request. And we should get some JSON back. Yes. That was a small change. I wonder what's the error like. So not found. What if the payload says project foo that we don't have? JQ is complaining. Not found, okay. And for B then, if the token is wrong. So if the token is wrong, we get the proof for unauthorized. But that's the person. Okay, that's different actually. So that's by the framework, because the token is totally invalid. But what we need is, so this would yeah, not found. So we need cargo token without the right permission. And now why do I do this? Deleting the token by hand. Whoops. authorization, and that is unauthorized. Why? Did I copy a token wrong? No. Yes, so now we get the forbidden, which is in the case. I think this is fine. So changes were very small. C, that's all it did, and something is not right. Yeah. Fix. To do. Yeah. So. Server webhook success response with JSON. Yeah, and the other one, so great web hook endpoint. Yes. So now migrate result to Subilo error and handle data app context unwrap. Okay, let's see what's that about. That is in auth. So auth module is the one that takes care of the authorization. And we have the token creation here. We have the validation, some unwraps here. Yeah, I see. This is so this is to get the user out of the token, and then we put it in the context, and that's how here, for example, we get access to the context, the user in the context. So what we need to fix is migrate to Subilo error and handle app data context unwrap. Okay. So in errors we have defined this Subilo error basically has this enum with all the cases where all the things that can go wrong, and we use that for error handling. For example, different types of Subilo error has, well, for now it's just authentication has unauthorized, and everything else is internal server error. Okay. So I guess the thing is we should say errors, Subilo error here, right? And now we get an error. Default. So return an option, and to what do we do with the context? Okay. Context. Is our context type, which is defined in main. Okay, so cool unwrap or else context and provide some defaults. So definition of context. So Subilo RC could be logs here is logs and that probably is in the CLI. Subilo RC, yeah, logs. So yeah, logs, and then secret will be empty. I'm not sure, yes, if this is right. Expected function one closure from context. Okay, we'll get to that error. Okay. Why isn't it showing types? Ah, but this is a type result. This string. Okay. So what errors we have? Read context, willow, read willow, C parse, create, log file, write log file, serialize, authenticate. Okay. I guess this is authenticate as well. So errors. And we need a JSON with token error. Where are we doing this? There is error token result. Ah, okay, we have the result. the success case will return the rec. Charm has incompatible types. Need to use a module here. Okay. So we are not using that. Yes. And then okay, I need to this is fine already. I don't like the so could I do like map rec and map error to this. Then we return this. I'm writing JavaScript already. Yes. Leave it like that. So we don't have errors in SRC. We have errors in main only. Okay, 260 was the line. Indicate on very out validator. Oh, but this expects. So what's there? Type mismatch. It expects this. Expected enum error, but found to be low error. Come on. And validator is used there, so this thing we can leave. But everything else kind of pointless. unwrap was this, and this was complaining for some reason. But let's see what is there about. Whoa. To string, okay. To string. Logs here. But the errors are still there. Expected a closure but found context. Okay. Rust, unwrap or else. Self. Ah, so this is a function. Wrap the context in a closure with no arguments. Okay. Now what's the problem? Expected actives with data. Found context in text. Yeah, that makes sense. Data. Does data has a new? Yeah. Data. Yes. Now this mismatches for some reason. No, it doesn't. Yeah, you see. You don't even need to know a language to code in it. I don't know if this is the right thing to do to provide the default context. Wrap or else. Because this would clearly fail. But if there is no context, basically means indication error. Funny how this finds the definition with go to definition, but this doesn't. Okay. So I don't know if this is the right thing to do. I don't think it has failed because of this, so this is probably very it won't happen any like often, very rarely. Before, okay. see if we have more unwraps. Yeah, man. We have quite some. Okay. So let's keep fixing some more unwraps. Yeah, 44. Like, unwrap to string. Okay, unwrap. Okay. So here, token is request. Okay. I guess we could just default to string, and that's it. Header value. What is header value? Can I Google this? Like, can I search for this here? Header value. Okay, unwrap or we transform an option into a result. Okay, or options option into a result map some to okay and none to error. Okay. So we are not need to know. What's the problem now? Cargo chain. Returning to error. Cannot use this with futures. I see. How they remove that one, but I guess these ones are more important. So what error do we get if we don't send? Or if we don't send an authorization header, still get unauthorized. Where were we? Unwrap. Oops, sorry. So this returns an option. But with an option we could map. No. Now this is header. And then replace, right? Okay. So what's the type of token now? No, it's not string. Option and S2. So unwrap returns T and to str returns. Yeah, but what is the type of this self? Is header value. Okay. I guess we could do okay. And then no, this is this is yeah. Yeah, so we've had an option, and then the option should be unwrap or else. Okay, so how many unwraps? We have only one unwrap in auth now, and it's this one which we are doing the check. Oh my hair. So we could, for example, match on the context, and it's none, we return this. If it's some ptx set context, we do all of these. Now what's wrong? We need comma. Now we don't unwrap anymore. So we have no more calls to unwrap here. And the only not so nice thing is that we have quite some levels of nesting, but we could do, for the sake of refactoring, so if we do okay, or and then so here we will return the token DSO and then context, and in the context we will return the token result. Yes, we will return the token result, but we will map the error to this. And then that will be basically the token. And we do this. Got a token result. So now but then if we want to keep functional, we can do map, no, because we want to unbox it. Yes. This is a bit more flat than it was. Context request. Yeah, we couldn't extract this into a function. I haven't been checking the chat in a while. Okay. One second. Okay. So now vamos a wrap in SRC and the diff is Yes, that. There's a bit more stuff going on, but we are not unwrapping anything. Now we have unwrap here. Okay, this is in a test, so let's leave it for now. Project is none, and then we unwrap. Okay. I mean, what we should do here is just match project. So none this some project will be this match. Cargo check. One less unwrap. The nesting is not so nice now. If we did map to shop ID and then map error to unexpected token. Yeah, match. We are not matching here anymore. And something is wrong. Yes. But I'm mapping the error. Expected Actix error found. Actix response. Expected enum result.
Silence fills this empty space. And I can't get out the stain you left on everything.
Errors.
Yeah, you're all over me, but I'm not over you.
Because this is a full response, not the.
If I'm better off without you, then why don't I feel any better?
So it's got to stick to the match.
My bones, but then I can put them back together.
I mean, but between that and these, it's kind of, yeah. So next unwrap is safe to unwrap duration and permission because values have a clarity. Okay. Safe to unwrap. Put this comment here. So safe to unwrap.
Paper cuts don't hurt like this. And I'm so nervous.
This
I
safe
keep
to unwrap.
biting my lip. I've been checking my phone, but there's nobody there. 'Cause everyone knows that I can't even care unless I'm hearing back from you. If I'm better off without you, then why don't I feel any better? Sticks and stones can't break my bones, but then I
I
can
think that's it.
back together. Why?
This one is in test. Leave it. This move was check here. This has a default. Yeah, even better. Okay. So fix error. I guess fix remove some and usage. Yeah. So this one we can consider done as well. Hmm. Where? So it closes number 70. No husky. So a comment about this one. This function used as Turn. Yo, Musencap, what's up, man? You came for the PR already. Return this. I fixed a few to-dos in Subilo, so I'm creating the PR now. As I said, you joined for the dessert already. Para el postre, guacho. Yeah, you better review it now. Nothing crazy though. I found out that here we cannot use Subilo error because this function is used as a middleware. So the only thing I did was removing one unwrap by adding the default. It will fail anyways, like if there is no context. I guess it would be better to active web error. What does active web error mean? From yeah, but that was an unwrap, so anyway, I'm providing this default here. Yeah, but the types say otherwise, so needs to be handled, I guess. What else? I added the response of the hook as JSON, and that's it. Clear a bunch of unwraps here. These two. And I think, oh, one thing I can do here is actually use the question mark. And then, so here, what happens if I do that? Can I convert errors? Okay. Cargo check. Okay, or else. This is an option. Okay, or Subilo error. Authenticate. What? JSON with token errors. Invalid token, invalid this JSON. Yeah. This is source. JSON with token. New error. JSON with token. Errors. Error kind. Valid token. Invalid. Yeah, that's the thing. So authenticate. Let's say invalid token for private function. Why do you even mention it? Authenticate. Put valid. Token missing. And this is also it should probably be okay. So here then the error is about token. No, missing token. Okay, this is better. Now what fails? Yeah, it doesn't fail. So now we don't provide the empty token, but instead we give an error. Return. Yeah. So that's the PR. And now Musincam has to approve it. I think that's it. The other thing I wanted to change, well, we have 25 more minutes. I think we can do that, is since we are at it. So in to do, we had this in out. So now, oh, yeah. Unwrap. I did that already. And the next thing is fix JSON parsing of permissions. Yes, so I'm doing some weird stuff there. It's in main. So when we read the permissions in the main file, in the main function, permissions, yes. So when we read the permissions, I do some weird shit. So we are using Serde, which is the JSON parsing library. Where are the permissions defined at in auth? So for now it's this only one, and it's basically this the value. So it's a string with this type, and we saw that already. Cargo run token, yeah. So this is the permission, and I could have some others. That will succeed because we are kind of parsing each one as JSON independently and doing some weird things. But I think that should actually fail because these what JWT. What do we have inside the permissions? Better. Yes. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, so here basically I split the string by comma, and then I map each one. I parse each one as a single string, but it would be nice that instead we parse the array. So problem is I get a string like this. Oops, right, foo bar, and this is not JSON, right? So if this was a JSON array, this should be, the string should be like this. Okay, let's use single. So this is what I get, and what I need is these jobs, right? Foo and bar. So I can manipulate the string to make it into that format. I don't know if there is join. Last array back. Oh, string split. Split. Yeah. this is what I'm using. And highly experimental IP, I know. Rust stream. So I can do just right. So I could do something like this where I map it into and then join with commas and then this needs to be formatted into an array. Okay, so let's see what is failing. What am I doing? Cargo check. Collect. Okay. Okay. This is actually not safe to unwrap. Because actually we should fail. So this is what we have. So does this return? And what's the error? What is the error that we get? Alright. I think this is the best way to. What if we do parse the combinators in Rust? Hex color, I result. Where's the documentation? I'm looking for a parcel combinator library instead, and actually next stream I'm planning to talk about parcel combinators, so that would be cool. But basically parcel combinators let you define and compose parsers of some type of input, which usually is strings. And probably it would be much easier to parse. To get to parse this with parser combinators. X. So iResult combinator map sequence tuple. Primary, take while, get digit read. So this is combinator. I guess this is what we want. Tag hello world. Delimit. Preceded. Terminated per tuple double. Count many. Place the parser 0 or more times and return the list of values. The parser between many times, many until separated list. Separated not empty list works like separated list. So that is one element. Tag. Yes. This is what I want. Okay, let's give it a try. We have 10 more minutes. Boom. Nom. Yes, I install nom. Cargo. 5. No more grades, yay. Okay. So now what I need to define is okay. Permissions. Do we have a permissions function? Which takes some input. Permissions. Num. What was it? Yes, external client now use num. And this is a bag of permissions. So permission, it's actually input. Where is the dollar? Let me close it and see if now it works. Num. Yes. Permission. Take what? So now we need one off. No. One off, none off. Switch. Alt. Take a list of parsers and returns the result of the first successful one. Yes. And there has to be a map. So first we got alt, and that's it. Import combinators. Num combinators alt. Where is alt otherwise? Choice. And this is great. So alt is a macro. How do I import macros? Name of the lib macro. Okay. Like that. Yes, that works. So that is nom tag. I close the chat. Sorry man, I close the chat. Okay, so the other one was tag. And tag is drop right. And then this one will map it. Map. As a function on the result of the parser. How does it work? Can I find it? Map. Yes. Have the tag and we map it to job right. And what do we do? Address. The difference with not. So basically I pass the input to this. Okay, missing tokens in macro arguments. So I guess for now we don't need alt because we have only one case. If we had more, missing tokens in macro arguments. What is wrong with map? Mm-hmm. It's passing it 2 argument. I don't get it. Yes, this is permissions. One less error. I don't get it. Yeah, this is a parser, and this is the mapping function. Okay. Bytes. Okay. I don't know what's wrong with this. Okay, I think that's it for today. I'll find the solution later. Thanks for joining. Going to bed. Bye bye. Yeah, Musin, I think this is night. I think this parsing thing is better, but I'll leave it for later. I think we can merge the PR and I'll do this in another one. So bye bye.